Today, I'm going to be taking you through ClawdBot, the most powerful AI tool I believe that's ever been made. I'll show you what I'm doing with it. I'll show you how to get more out of it. And I'll show you how to leverage this incredible technology. We're going to have a ton of fun today. Welcome to the live stream. This will all be live. We'll be going through ClawdBot. Feel free to ask any questions you have in the chat. Any questions you have at all in the chat, put them there. I'll be going through the chat throughout the entire stream. We have so much to go through today. I'm going to pull open my ClawdBot right now so we can just get straight into this. We're going to get straight into this. I have so much to go through, so much to show you. I want to show you kind of the latest update I implemented. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's having a good time here. Let's do this. Let's share the screen. Let's just get straight into it. Let's get straight into it. Let's pray to God. I'm not about to share anything that is compromising in any sort of way. Let's make sure here. Let's see here. Okay, perfect. I'll share my screen. I'm not sharing anything compromising. Let's go. I hope everyone has had an amazing week. It has been a whirlwind week since ClawdBot launched for me. It is what I believe to be the most powerful AI tool I've ever used in my entire life. I've implemented some incredible use cases. I have so many use cases and workflows I haven't shown anyone yet. We'll be going through a few of those on this stream. I have another video coming later today that goes through another 5 unbelievable workflows I've never shown anyone before. The capabilities of this tool are unbelievable. They're unlimited. They're unlimited, as Russell Wilson would once say, right? You can extend this, customize this any way you want, which is unbelievable. I'm going to show you some of those ways you can customize it and extend it today. As ideas come down to me, I'm actually going to feed them to my ClawdBot Henry, so I can remember that. Talk about how to make it way more proactive. Brain dumping. Okay, I'm getting some ideas as I flow here. That's how this brain works. How's everyone doing? I'm about to show you some amazing things. I'm about to show you some amazing things my ClawdBot does for me. This is a live stream. I don't know if people realize. Sometimes I feel like people don't realize this when they're watching this. This is a live stream. I am live right now. I'm going to show you things live. This is not going to be as tight and as quick as a tightly edited YouTube video, which is probably how you discovered me over the last few days. If you want tightly edited in 5-minute video, then just check out the main channel. This is going to be a 2-hour live stream where we're going to do a whole bunch of things live. I'm going to discover new workflows live. I'm going to show you workflows live. I'm going to answer your questions in the chat live. MoltBot. This is my number one objection gains. I keep calling it ClawdBot. People keep going MoltBot. Yes, I'm aware it's MoltBot. Yes, I'm aware that is the latest name for this tool. No, I'm not going to call it MoltBot, at least for another month. It is what it is. Deal with it. Everyone still has ClawdBot on their brain. Everyone still has ClawdBot in their brain. Until people's mental SEO changes to MoltBot, I'm going to call it ClawdBot. And then once the energy is shifted and people's ideas, default is now MoltBot, I'll start calling it MoltBot. But I think people's default brain still says ClawdBot. So I'm going to keep calling it ClawdBot in the meantime. So I will keep saying ClawdBot this entire time. No MoltBot yet. Please talk about OAuth method, please. So I'm hearing from people that, let me make sure. Let's see what's going on here. I have nothing revealed here, right? Okay, perfect. Nothing crazy being shown here. Yeah, okay, good. I am reading that people are getting, we got some risky things we're showing off today on our computer live, by the way. I might expose every key on the planet and lose my entire computer, but we'll see. Who knows? Who knows what will happen? That's the drama. Who knows what keys and API keys I'll expose on live stream today. Please talk about OAuth method, please. I'm hearing from some people that using the Claude OAuth is getting them kicked off the Claude plan. Here's what it comes down to. Claude Opus is the greatest AI model of all time, period, end of story. It is the best way to run ClawdBot. It is what it is. I'll just say this. If you use the API keys, you are going to be spending significantly more than $200 a month. Significantly more than $200 a month if you use this tool with any sort of regularity. So if you use the OAuth, there is risk. There is risk. You might get kicked off. Is it the worst thing in the world if you get kicked off? I don't know. Maybe you just put in another credit card number and get a different subscription. Or if they're really going to play hardball like that and stop you from using their service on every credit card and address and phone number you got, then screw them. Who cares? But in the moment, Opus is the best. And I think using Opus on ClawdBot is life-changing. I really do believe that. I think it's unbelievable. I think from a personality perspective, it's the best. I think from a intelligence perspective, it's the best. Now, I will say this, according to benchmarks and according to what I'm hearing, Kimi K 2.5 is just about as good as Opus, is just about as good. I need to test this. I will test this. I will be spinning up a new computer with a new instance of ClawdBot with Kimi K 2.5 attached to see how the workflows vary, to see if it's better. I will be doing that. I will be reporting back to you. For the latest on which models are the best, which models you should be using for ClawdBot, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications down below. Very critical. Also very critical because about an hour and a half to 2 hours after this video live stream ends, I will be releasing a new YouTube video about 5 use cases to implement with ClawdBot today that will change your life forever. That's coming out about an hour and a half after this live stream ends. Make sure to turn on notifications for that. When I drop that video, pop it open, leave a like, watch it to the end. That's the best way to support the channel. They just revoked my token I use for ClawdBot. I still have my plan and still use Claude Code. Yeah, here's a couple things. My guess is the people saying, oh, I got banned from Claude because I used it are just rage baiting. They're just clickbaiting. That makes no sense that Anthropic would turn off people's subscriptions and say, hey, stop giving us $200 a month because you're doing this. They're not going to go after the drug users. They're going to go after the drug sellers. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean by that? They're going to go after ClawdBot. So basically what they're doing is they're going to cut ClawdBot off from using the OAuth. I don't think they're going to ban you for using the Claude OAuth. So I don't want to give you professional recommendations, but use the OAuth, use the Claude OAuth. If they ban you, then whatever. They're not going to ban you. If they cut you off, then whatever. Then you start using the API. It's against terms of service. It's against terms of service. Your face is against terms of service. I don't care. Who cares? This is a dog-eat-dog world, baby. Super intelligence is on the line. We're 6 months away from the permanent underclass. Just use whatever the best model is. Do you want to escape the permanent underclass or not? Don't talk to me about terms of service. I care more about leaving the permanent underclass than the terms of service. Jesus. Let me make sure I make this so it doesn't cut off the chat. It's not made for kids. Dog-eat-dog world. Yeah, only watch this live stream if you're prepared to fight in a dog-eat-dog world. Use the Claude OAuth. Who cares? There, I said it. I didn't think I was going to say it, but I just said it. Who cares? Jesus. Who cares? If you get kicked off, then use something else. I've tested this with basically every model except Kimi K 2.5. There's nothing close to Opus. There's nothing close. Here's another prediction. Here's another prediction for you. I think we are 12 months away at the most from there being a bum rush for powerful hardware. We got a lot to get into today. If this is your first time watching the stream, which I imagine it might be because there's like 300 people in here and there's usually like 120, we're going to demo. We're going to go through things. I'm also going to rant and give you tips and tricks and tell you important things. I'll give you predictions about the future. This is one of the predictions about the future. Ask questions in the chat. I'll get to the chat. I'm going to get to the chat. I'm going to go through everything. I think we are at most 12 months away from an absolute stone cold bum rush for hardware. I think we're already in the middle of it for power users. I think right now power users are going out and buying as much hardware as they can. The cost of RTX 5090s doubled from $2,000 to $4,000 over the last week. We are at most 12 months away from an absolute stone cold bum rush for hardware from normies. Right now, it's the power users doing it. We're at most 12 months away from normies doing it. Why is that? A couple reasons. I truly believe ClawdBot is about to blow up. I do not think this is a trend. I do not think ClawdBot is a trend. I think this is going to be something that will be placed on so many people's computers that will be using it. That's number one. Number two, I think because of that, a lot of these companies will be cutting off OAuth from it. Because ClawdBot uses so many tokens, I believe that a lot of these AI companies will cut off OAuth from ClawdBot. You're already starting to see it with Claude, right? So boom, they start cutting off OAuth. What does that leave you with? That leaves you with the APIs. Using APIs with ClawdBot is going to be extreme. It's going to be expensive. It is going to get very expensive. It is going to get very expensive. At the same time as all of that, local models will get significantly better and require less hardware. You see it already. Kimi K2.5 is basically Opus level and can be run locally on 2 Mac Studios. You can run Opus locally today for under $30,000. And that might sound like a lot of money to you, but that is mind-blowing. A year ago, running an Opus type model on hardware would cost you $500,000. In 1 year, it's gone down from $500,000 to $30,000. So my prediction that I'm giving you right now, and you can do with this information however you want, I think we are at most 12 months away from an absolute bum rush of hardware for the normie user that's going to want to go out once their OAuth is cut off on all their really powerful tools like ClawdBot. They're going to go out. They're going to try to buy hardware so they can run their models locally so they can get unlimited usage for their tools like ClawdBot. So what's my recommendation based on that information to you? Strongly consider, if you can afford it, strongly consider buying hardware that runs local models. Even if the models aren't that great, it's important, I think, at this moment to start to get into it, to get ahead of that trend before it happens. I, a few days ago, bought a Mac Studio with 512 gigabytes of memory. It cost me, I have a friend who works for Apple, so I got a discount. I got a 15% discount or something. It cost me $8,400. But I will be able to run a lot of really good models on that hardware. And I will be able to, if I get kicked off Claude Opus, be able to power ClawdBot with those local models. Will it be as good as using Claude Opus? No. But if I were to use the Claude Opus API, I'd be spending like $4,000 a month on it. Right? And so I think we're going to start seeing that more and more and more. And so I'm just telling you, when the bum rush happens, hardware is going to be a bottleneck. It's going to be a bottleneck. And the more people buying the same supply of hardware, the more expensive the hardware gets, right? So if they put out a Mac Studio, it costs $5,000. They make 100,000 of them, and 20 million people try to buy those Mac Studios. What do you think happens to the price of those Mac Studios? Everything gets more expensive. I think the Mac Studio M5 that's going to come out in June, prediction, is going to be slightly more expensive than the Mac Studios from last year. I think the Mac Studio M6 that comes out next year, 2027, is going to be double the price of all Mac Studios from this year. I think this year is a slight step up in price. I think next year is a massive step up. I think it gets exponential and that stuff doubles. So again, I don't want to tell you how to spend your hard-earned money, although right now I'm going to tell you how to spend your hard-earned money. If you can afford it, if you care about AI and technology, if you want to implement workflows that make your life better with AI, I recommend buying hardware before the bum rush happens. If you think Mac Minis in 2027 are going to cost $600, you are insane. There is do a test with Kimi, dude. I'll do a test with Kimi in a second. We'll do a test with Kimi. I just want to get the important stuff out of the way. Let's get the important stuff out of the way, then I'll test Kimi out. Right now, I got my Mac Mini for $600. I could have got off Amazon for $500. I wanted to go to the Apple store immediately and buy a Mac Mini. So I paid $600, whatever. Mac Minis are not going to be $600 in 2027. My prediction is the M6 Mac Mini will cost at minimum $1,000. It will go from $500 to $1,000. I don't want to say guaranteed, but guaranteed. Guaranteed. The bum rush, it's already happening. I think this was the first domino. I think this was the first domino of the hardware bum rush. ClawdBot coming out and everyone rushing to buy a Mac Mini is domino number one of the hardware bum rush. It's going to then turn into Mac Studios once people, now they're open source pilled, right? Now maybe they want to run Kimi K 2.5 locally. Now Mac Studios are flying off the shelf. Now your entry-level Mac Studios $10,000, right? That's my prediction of what happened. So starting off a little prediction, I put my order in 4 days ago for a Mac Studio M3 Ultra with 512 gigabyte. I put my order in. It cost me $8,500, $10,000 before discount. I think that setup cost easily $20,000 a year and a half from now. Easily. So if you are remotely interested in being an AI power user, I recommend getting your hardware, which takes us to the next question before we get into me playing around with ClawdBot and showing you a whole bunch of cool things. I have a lot of cool things lined up for you here with ClawdBot and with some things I built with ClawdBot. I'm going to show you how to build some really cool things. I'm going to answer this question. I'm going to look at a few other chats. If you have any questions at all, get in the chat. I read all the chats unless you say something mean, then I don't read it because I don't see it, because all I see is positivity, no negativity, right? When you're trying to escape the permanent underclass, there's no room for negativity. I ignore all negativity when you're trying to escape the permanent underclass. Are VPS dead? I'll say this. When ClawdBot came out, what about the NVIDIA? I'll cover NVIDIA DGX Spark in a second. Let me just answer this question because I think this is an important question. And I'm covering this at length on my Twitter today. So follow the Twitter if you haven't already. Can you run ClawdBot on Windows? Yes, you can. So you have two options basically for running ClawdBot, right? VPS and a local device. VPS, virtual private server, right? A server on the internet. Or what most people are doing, buy a Mac Mini. But I'm going to say Mac Mini, but you can replace the word Mac Mini with any local device. So if you have an old 2020 laptop, anything, a Raspberry Pi, a Windows computer, you can replace Mac Mini with that. But I'm going to say Mac Mini because that's just what I'm going to do. VPS versus Mac Mini. I strongly recommend Mac Mini. Again, you can replace that with laptop, computer, Raspberry Pi, any local device, Xbox 360, whatever you want, right? I strongly recommend Mac Mini. Here's the reasoning. If you are a non-technical user, or not, I'm going to actually, not even non-technical, if you're a non-super technical user, by default, your VPS that you sign up for is not secure, by default. To make a VPS secure, you have to do a bunch of technical work, right? You have to set up security, you have to do this, that, protocols, things like that, right? Download keys. By default, your VPS is not secure. If you're a non-technical user and you buy a Mac Mini, by default, your ClawdBot is secure. By default. Your ClawdBot becomes insecure once you connect it to your email and have it search the web and it can get prompt injected, right? To make your Mac Mini not secure, you have to do stuff. To make your VPS not secure, you do nothing. It's by default not secure. And that's why I recommend for most people, especially the non-technical users, you should get a Mac Mini. And even on top of that, just take security out of the equation, but take security out of the equation, I still think it's better to get a Mac Mini because, as I said at the beginning of this stream, I think it is really important to consider open source. I think it's really important to start investigating owning your own hardware. I think getting your own hardware will be near impossible for the normal average person for the next 20 years. I think AI models will only become more restrictive by the companies, right? You're seeing people getting kicked off the OAuth now for using this. I think they'll only tighten down, clamp down more. You're seeing rumors about OpenAI stealing ideas. If you start a business idea in OpenAI, they take a cut or something like that. I think they'll only start getting more restrictive. I think they'll only start taking away more. And so I think you're going to really want to get your own hardware running your own local models, because that is freedom. That is freedom, baby. America, baby, freedom. So I recommend, even if you take security out of it, I think having your own hardware, tinkering on your own device, experimenting on your own device, doing cool things on your own devices is one, important, and two, just fun. It's just fun. It's just fun. I got a Mac Mini sitting on my desk right now. There's a freaking AI agent running around all over the wazoo, doing things for me left and right, building things, creating things, writing things, researching things. That's sick. That's fun, baby. That's fun. You're allowed to do things just for the fun of it. Hey, I'm new. I want to see you crush it. Let's effing go, says Robin Ekron. Do you not think I'm crushing it right now, Robin Ekron? If you don't think I'm crushing it right now, then get out of here. You're kicked out of the club. I'm crushing it. If you don't think I'm crushing it, I don't want you here. By the way, I'm about to crush it inside of ClawdBot. Let's just see a few more of these messages. I think this is helpful. I have 20 plus computers, says Chris NI9SD. That's sick, man. Good for you. That's a lot of computers. 20 computers? That's a lot of computers for one person to have. Have ClawdBot configure a firewall and IPS for VPS. For sure. 100%. You can have, if you're doing a VPS, you can 100% go to your ClawdBot and have it do that. I just think for non-technical people, having them do that, it's just like buy a Mac Mini. You know, it's like, do you really, like, that's just for non-technical users, that's a lot of work. And to make sure to get it right and to maintain that, that's a lot of work. And I think for the average person that's insecure, right? You're seeing a lot of these posts on X about people are doing scans online for insecure virtual private servers, and they're just able to hack it and take all your keys just like that. Hey, I found you recently and really resonate with the one-man business you are running, as I am in the same boat. I'm in the hiring process, but feels like ClawdBot is better and cheaper than salary. 100%. And that's why I'm nervous. That's why I'm nervous. That's why I'm very nervous, is because I do believe ClawdBot's going to replace jobs once this gets into the corporate world. I do believe this will lead to the loss of jobs. I'm also very excited because as a one-person business, as a solopreneur, this is the best thing that ever happened to me. I have employees working for me 24/7. It costs me the cost of a Mac Mini and the cost of a Claude subscription. This is incredible. Claude said my MacBook Air didn't have enough RAM or memory to run a task. What task? What are you doing, dude? Dude, you make me want to order another Mac Mini every time I see one of your videos. LOL. Well, do you already have a Mac Mini, Aaron? Do you need more Mac Minis? I mean, listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with running out and getting hardware. I do not. There's people on X. Consumerism is taking over the world. Why do people think they need to buy Mac Minis for this? You don't need Mac Mini. Just get a VPS, which is the most technical thing you'll ever set up, which everyone will immediately hack and you'll lose all your information and data and your life will be ruined. Why don't you just do that instead? Why would you run out and buy hardware that's going to be quadruple the price next year and run your own models and have fun and do cool things? Why would you do cool things? Listen to me. Stop the consumerism. Stop the consumer. What do you own? Apple stock? You're telling people to buy Mac Minis? What do you own? Apple stock? No, buy a VPS. Buy a VPS and get all your information exposed. Fucking buy Mac Mini. Who gives a shit? Holy F, what is happening? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Who knows? Who knows? Can I use M2? You can use M-5. Who cares? You can use anything. People are running on a Raspberry Pi, which costs $5. How much can you actually accomplish with Mac Mini versus Mac Studio? How limited are you? You're not limited at all with Mac Mini. You're not limited at all. Here's why I'm buying a Mac Studio. Here's why I'm buying a Mac Studio. I want to run multiple local models that all power my ClawdBot, right? Imagine this workflow. Imagine this workflow. And is what I'm about to say possible on a Mac Mini? What I'm about to say probably is possible, but I like the idea of doing this all locally. I record a YouTube video, and you can write this down. Write this down. I record a YouTube video. It downloads onto my computer from the recording. The moment it hits my computer, there's a local model on my Mac Studio watching my downloads folder specifically for video downloads. It sees I downloaded this video I recorded for YouTube, and it immediately hands it off to a local AI model that processes the entire video and takes the transcript. It then takes the transcript and hands it to another local model who then builds the description for the video and shows the bookmarks of or the chapters of every part of the video, right? And then it hands that off to Flux, which is a local image model that then takes that transcript and builds an option of 10 different thumbnails for me, which then hands it off to an audio local model that then converts the audio to 20 different languages, right? And then takes all of that, the thumbnails, the translations, the transcripts, organizes it into a neat folder on my computer that I then just can quickly upload, and we're good to go. And it does all of that in like 30 seconds. That's why I'm buying a Mac Studio. So I can automate these multiple models doing multiple things at the same time on 512 gigabytes of memory. Now, if you're not doing power workflows like that, you probably don't need a Mac Studio with 512 gigabytes of memory, right? For 99% of use cases, for 99% of people, you probably don't need that. You probably, that's not a workflow you want to do. But I want to do it, so I'm doing it. Who cares? Listen, you got 18 months to escape the permanent underclass. Actually, I take that back. I changed my timelines. Before ClawdBot, my timeline was 18 months to escape the permanent underclass. With ClawdBot, my timeline is 12 months to escape the permanent underclass. You have 12 months. In 6 months, I think ClawdBot goes mainstream in the corporate world. Then jobs start getting taken away, and in 12 months, it's apocalypse. You have 12 months to escape the permanent underclass. How much Adderall does this guy take? I took Adderall once in my life. I took Adderall once in college because I wanted to see what that was about. And also, I had really bad grades in college. I had a 2.4 GPA in college. So I'm like, oh, I'm getting bad grades. Might as well take Adderall. And I took an Adderall in college, and I didn't eat or sleep for 3 days. I felt like a god. I felt like I could accomplish anything. I felt like I was king of the world. But at the end of the 3 days, I went, this probably isn't healthy. I haven't eaten or slept in 3 days, and I still feel at full energy. This probably isn't healthy. And I immediately took the bottle of Adderall and threw it away. So to answer your question directly, Brad Lindenberg 1339, how much Adderall does this guy take? 1 Adderall in college. I stopped Adderall after ClawdBot. If you're on drugs, download ClawdBot. You'll stop doing drugs. Period. What do you think of NVIDIA AI PC? I think it's great. There are strengths and weaknesses to running your AI on NVIDIA chips and Apple chips. There's strengths and weaknesses to each. They each do things better than the other. For instance, you're not running Kimi K 2.5 on NVIDIA chips. You would need to buy $200,000 worth of chips to do it. With Mac, you can run it on 2 Mac Studios for $30,000. But there's other things that NVIDIA does significantly better, runs significantly faster, things like that. So what I would do is I'd go to your ClawdBot and I'd say, hey, I'm thinking about buying chips to run models. What's the strengths and advantages? Here's what I'm trying to do. What are the strengths and advantages? Which chip should I use? ClawdBot is the drug. Yes, ClawdBot's the only drug I need. I stopped doing all drugs. If you're on Fent, just get a ClawdBot. You'll stop doing Fent. How secure is ClawdBot? This is like the #1 question I get because, again, just like the people on X are like, oh, don't buy Mac Minis. You're just pumping Apple stock price. There's also, oh, don't use ClawdBot because you'll die, right? Do you have, here we go. As Spider-Man would say, with great power comes great responsibility, right? With great power comes great responsibility. The reason why ClawdBot is so amazing is because it is so powerful. And the reason why it's so powerful is it can do anything on a computer. Now, if you do anything with a computer, yes, there are things you can do that are bad, right? There are ways you can, if you do click on the wrong things on a computer, right? If you click on the wrong things, you can expose things. That's bad. That's a bad thing to do. But is that a reason why you shouldn't use a computer because you can do bad things? Should we stop using anything where if you use it the wrong way, bad things happen? Right? I'm drinking coffee. For those wondering, why am I so energetic and crazy? Because I drink a lot of coffee. But if I drink enough coffee, I'll overdose and die. So should I stop drinking coffee because if I drink too much of it, I could die? No. You just do it responsibly, right? Can you ask your ClawdBot to read all your emails and then someone emails you a prompt injection that then leaks all your passwords? Yes, that could happen. But is that a reason to not use ClawdBot? Just because there's a scenario where if you use it the wrong way, something bad can happen? No. If you're so scared to use a tool because bad things might happen, I have bad news for you. You're in the permanent underclass. The only way you're escaping the permanent underclass is if you use the newest and greatest tools. Just do it responsibly. Just do it responsibly. Don't do the things that get you hacked. Don't do that. And if you're wondering, oh, what are those things that get me hacked? Well, first of all, you can figure them out yourself. If you stop and you think, oh, what are the things that get me hacked? Like, you'll figure out some of those best practices. Like, let's just be, and you can also ask your AI. But two, I will create a security guide. I will create a security guide and put it out. I will create a security guide. But here's what it comes down to. Your ClawdBot has basically root access to your computer. And if you allow other people to talk to your ClawdBot, they now have root access to your computer. So like security step number one, the most important one is just don't let other people talk to your ClawdBot, right? Don't put it into group chats. Don't put it in a Discord other people are in. If you just don't allow other people to use your ClawdBot, you're halfway there. Did your viewers jump 5x since last stream? Everything's exploded 5x since the last live stream. I'm him. I'm the ClawdBot guy. I tweet about ClawdBot. I posted a picture of my Mac Mini, got 10 trillion views, and now here we are. I'm the ClawdBot guy. It just is what it is. Here's how it happened. It is what it is. But I will give a full security guide on ClawdBot. But in the meantime, just don't do stupid stuff with ClawdBot, right? Just don't do stupid stuff with ClawdBot. Dope Boy TV1 with the $2 donation. Thank you, Dope Boy. That'll cover a Claude Opus prompt. Imagine that's not me. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the $2. I was making a joke. I don't want to come off as ungrateful. Imagine students using ClawdBot for online homework. I mean, we're in a changed society. This is going to change society. I do not believe this is some sort of trend. The stupidest people on X are the ones that go, I just downloaded ClawdBot and it doesn't do anything special. This is stupid. Don't listen to people. And it's like all they did was like download ClawdBot and ask it what the weather was. And then they go on and tweet. Oh, this is the worst. It doesn't do anything. I asked it the weather and it told me the weather. I could do that in ChatGPT. Well, you're a moron. You're a moron. You want to see why ClawdBot's amazing? Show me how you do this in ChatGPT. What you're looking at here is a complete second brain with my ClawdBot that it built by itself. It built this by itself. I didn't ask for this. Every night, my ClawdBot builds me something to improve our workflow. And so 3 nights ago, it built the second brain. What is the second brain it built? It wrote this app, this Next.js app, and then it built its own skill that said every day, record all our conversations into journal entries and then create documentation on important conversations we have. And so it builds this document viewer interface for me. It's now writing journal entries on everything we talk about every day. And it's just a self-improving system now. Show me how ChatGPT is a self-improving system. And this is only one of 100 use cases I'll show you. It built this entire interface to view memories and documents that it proactively creates based on our conversations. I didn't write any of these. It just wrote them. It just like wrote a document for workflow improvement ideas. So it created this interface and started writing documents on workflow improvement ideas. That's incredible. Please, people on X and YouTube who go, oh, this is just a trend. ChatGPT does all this. Please show me how you get ChatGPT to do this proactively without you asking, figuring out ways to improve itself by building a second brain system and then recording all your conversations and documents and files so you can review journal entries. Please show me how ChatGPT, if anyone on here, if their ChatGPT has ever proactively came up with an idea without you asking, where they built its own app and then started using that app by itself proactively, if you can show me your ChatGPT did that in the past, I will give you $10 million right now. If you can show me that. If you show me, I'll give you $10 million. Used ClawdBot, but not able to use OAuth for, and I'm hearing that. I'm hearing that. Play around with the API, use the API a little bit. I'm hearing good things about Kimmy K25. Claude parents can change kids' educational lives. Thank you for the 14 czar. Thank you for the 14 czar, Rob Cunningham, 25. Claude parents can change. Oh, 100%. 100%. I can't wait to have a kid so I can give them their own ClawdBot that does stuff for them. 100. This is the stupidest thing I read. This is the stupidest thing I read. No offense, infinite variance. But whenever I see tweets like this on X, I just like cringe. Giving money to ClawdBot to trade for you is the stupidest thing you can do. Giving money to ClawdBot to trade for you is the absolute stupidest thing you can do. ClawdBot cannot trade for you. It can't. It's not that real time where it is actively every second they monitoring a stock market and then able to within a millisecond place a trade. That's just not, it's not ClawdBot's fault. It's the underlying AI model's fault. None of the AI models are successfully trading stocks or crypto. They're not. Because when you try to programmatically trade stocks and crypto, what you're doing is you're going up against Harvard grads that are getting paid $40 million a year by Goldman Sachs that have built systems by hand that trade stocks within a microsecond of everyone else on planet Earth. That's who you're competing with. And your ClawdBot hooked up with Claude Opus is not outperforming a 1 microsecond trade bot built by a Harvard grad who's getting paid $40 million a year by Goldman Sachs. I'm sorry, but it's just not happening. Anyone who's telling you, hey, go trade crypto and stocks with ClawdBot is just trying to get some clicks. That's all they're trying to do. That's it. That's all they're trying to do. There's no way. If you, yes, you can get lucky and make money because, yeah, if you just place random trades, you can eventually get lucky and make money. But you're playing a losing game. You're playing, yes, you can go to the blackjack table and make money. But over a long enough time period, you are literally guaranteed to lose money. So I just would not use ClawdBot to trade. You're literally gambling. And if you're taking the most powerful technology in the history of mankind and using it just to gamble, you're wasting your life and you're wasting your money. Use this to better yourself. Use this to improve your life. Use this to learn new things. Use this to make your life easier. Use this to help you meet more people. Use this to improve your business, right? There's so many ways to use this to make your life better. You're going to go and have it trade Fartcoin. What are we doing, people? Thank you for joining, Danny, CZYRNY3227. Is the name change MoldBot legit? I mean, if the question is it like legitimate? Yes, it is legitimate. They changed it. Is it legit as in, do I like the name? No, I don't like the name. I don't like the name. I think it's a, I just don't, I think it's a, I don't like the name. I don't like the name MoltBot. I think ClawdBot's a significantly better name. I totally understand why they had to change it from ClawdBot. They literally just stole the IP from Anthropic. Just because you change a couple letters around doesn't mean you didn't steal the IP. It was IP theft. I do not blame Anthropic for coming after them. That is crazy. I mean, so they had to change it, but I don't like MoltBot, but it is what it is. Whatever. Who cares? Kid's voice is so whiny, deaf being paid by Big Claw. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Chris Lanzili 72. That makes sense that I'm being paid by a free open source tool. That, yeah, they are paying me. big open source free tools is 100% slipping me money. You got it. Smart man, Chris Lazzini. 100% free open source tools are paying me money. That makes a lot of sense. Is there any advantage to running Moltbot on GPU as a structure, as a service infrastructure? Maybe NeoClouds can offer hosted Moltbot instances as normies as a business. There are advantages, but kind of as I talked about at the beginning of the stream, I think it's better to run it locally. There are advantages, quicker setup, maybe saving money in the short term. But I think there's a lot of advantages to running it locally, having full control over its environment, being able to watch it live 24/7. If you're on Mac, being able to integrate it into all your other Mac devices, right? If I want to give ClawdBot something to do, Henry is my ClawdBot. If I want to give Henry something to do and it's based on a document or a photo I just took on my iPhone, I can just airdrop that to my Mac Mini and he can take it and start doing things with it. Right. And that kind of integration, I think, is great. So my recommendation is local hardware. I think the Mac Mini is a great device, but you can also use old computers if you want to use an old laptop. What is this? What is this? Ami right now with 500 something. What currency is that? I either got a ton of money just now or very little money. I don't know. But thank you either way, am I right now? Thank you, am I right now, for the 500 of whatever that currency is. I appreciate it. I need here's what I need. I need ClawdBot to watch my streams and just tell me what the currencies are that people are donating me. I don't know what a PLN is. I don't know what that symbol is next to this, but we'll roll with it anyway. Thank you for it. I am grateful for whatever amount of money that is. Can you give us a cost breakdown? How many tokens is the bot costing you? I saw a video. I assume since it's orange, that's a decent amount of money. So thank you. I mean, even if you send me 5 cents, thank you. That means a lot. Can you give us a cost breakdown? How many tokens is that bot costing you? I saw a video today of a dude saying he's spending $300 a day via API. Also, have you tried using other APIs that are not Claude? Cost breakdown. $200 a month for the Claude subscription, Claude Max. $250 a month for ChatGPT subscription. I use Codex Codex, whatever version we're on, 5.2, Codex 5.2 as the vibe coding tool. So let me give you guys a little tip here. Codex 5.2 extra high. I use Codex as the vibe coding tool for ClawdBot. What do I mean by that? Polish money. Thank you for the Polish money. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll have to visit Poland sometime. I hear it's beautiful. Shout out Poland. 500 Polish zloty equals $141? You donated me $141? Holy hell, you don't need to do that. Thank you very much. That's a lot of money. There is no need for that. Thank you. Very kind of you. I don't need it, but thank you. I appreciate that. Very nice of you. Means a lot. Truly means a lot. Oh yeah, tip for you to save some money. If you're still on the Claude subscription, powering your thing, tell it, first of all, if you're using ChatGPT, if you have any sort of ChatGPT subscription, even if it's the $20 a month subscription, install the Codex CLI and then go to your ClawdBot, if you're using Opus for your ClawdBot, and say, please use Codex CLI for any coding activities, right? And so what that'll do is, instead of you using your Claude subscription to not only be the brain, but also the muscles, the arms, you know what I'm saying? Like instead of having Opus being both the brain and the coder, Opus will be the brain and Codex will be the coder, which will save you a ton of tokens, save you a ton. So that's a really good tip if you're on the API. And it's also a really good tip if you're on the subscription, because then it'll look less suspicious to Anthropic and they won't kick you off. He said it, not me. When will you start showing workflows? Hey, Chris DL2QF. This is my stream. If you want to stream workflows, pop open your own YouTube stream and we'll see who tunes in. All right? At the moment, I'm answering questions. When are we going to start showing workflows? I just went through a spectacular workflow. Did I not just start showing a spectacular workflow with the codex? That's a great workflow I just gave you there. Let's be grateful. Let's be grateful. I think that was a great workflow. Jesus. Would Olama work? Yeah, if you run local models, do it through Olama, you can hook that shit up to ClawdBot 100%. I mean, I think that's the future we're heading towards. I think that's the future we're heading towards is running local models. Here we go. You guys want a workflow? I'll give you a workflow. Running local models and using that as the tools for your ClawdBot. Imagine a world where you have your local ClawdBot powered by local models doing everything locally. And the internet and the AI companies and all that, the government can't see what all your models are doing. Oh, you want another workflow? Here we go. Let me take a sip of water. I'm talking a lot here. My throat's getting a little dry from all the talking. You think this is easy, shouting into a microphone for 2 hours? You think this ain't easy? Every morning I get this morning brief texted to me from my ClawdBot. 8 a.m. it texted to me. My ClawdBot sends this to me. What's in this morning brief? Yes, obviously the weather. Competitive radar. Every night, my ClawdBot goes and researches all the other AI channels on YouTube, right? So I said, hey, ClawdBot, check out my YouTube channel, see what type of content I make, what I talk about, check out the transcripts, see what I'm about. And then I said, do research every night and see if other creators are posting videos that outperform their average, right? So basically find outliers on YouTube in my category. And so competitive radar, it found a few outliers from Matthew Berman. Again, shout out Matthew Berman, great AI creator. But my ClawdBot found Matthew Berman posted a few outliers. Mission control. So this is a cool one. My ClawdBot has access to my to-do list. So I use Things 3 for my to-do list because it has a connector for Things 3. And I have it do 3 things with Things 3. 3 things with Things 3. Whoa. It tells me what it worked on last night. So these are tasks Henry's doing for me proactively. I didn't even ask them to do. Henry, my ClawdBot's doing these 3 things proactively. It talks about what I need to do, or what Henry needs to do, what's going to do today for me, right? So it needs to write my weekly newsletter and continue work on mission control. And then it tells me what I need to do today. So what's on my to-do list. That's amazing. So it basically takes my to-do list, lets it know what he's going to do, what he already did for me while I was sleeping, and what I need to do today. It finds trending stories on the internet based on my interests, right? New York Times, 5 ways people are using Claude Code, 5 days old. The Register, Ralph Wiggum loop story still circulating, right? And then it gives me ideas for today based on my interests and what I should be doing. So it recommends me tasks to do today. How did I set up this morning brief? I asked Claude Code to do it, or ClawdBot to do it. I went on ClawdBot, probably why they sent a cease and desist, right? I keep confusing ClawdBot for Claude Code. Probably why they sent the cease and desist. Anyway, here's what you do. You want to set this up. The video I'm dropping in a couple hours covers this. So it covers the exact prompt. I'll have the prompt in the description. But basically what I say is send me a morning brief every morning at 8 a.m. Tell me the weather where I am. Tell me, go on my YouTube and find competitors that make similar content. Let me know if they have any outliers. Take a look at my to-do list. Take care of a few tasks. Let me know what you took care of. Let me know what you can take care of. And let me know what I need to take care of on my to-do list. Find trending stories online based on what you know about my interests. And then give me a few ideas for the day that will make it productive. And then I hit enter, and ClawdBot goes and does it. People saying, oh, ClawdBot's nothing special. ChatGPT can do this. Please show me how ChatGPT can do this. Please show me how ChatGPT can send me this morning brief where it does tasks for me overnight because it's connected to my to-do list and can see what I need to do, and it'll just automatically do those things while I'm sleeping, and then research other YouTube channels, found outliers, recommend tasks for it to do during the day, and recommend tasks for me to do. If you can show me how ChatGPT can do that, I'll give you $10 million. $10 million. Oh, but ClawdBot's useless. That's useless, what I just showed you? Bro, you actually crack me up. What am I, a clown? I crack you up? What am I, a clown? Ooh, I'm a clown. I think that ClawdBot has gone to your head. I think your face has gone to your head. Alex, what do you think about Gemini's model with ClawdBot? It's fine for a tool. It's fine to be used as a tool. The way I like to think about ClawdBot is you have the brain and you have the muscles, right? With ClawdBot, you have the brain and you have the muscles. The brain is what you talk to. The brain decides which tools to use. The brain is the one that, wakes up and does things for you. The brain is what figures out how to be proactive for you. The best brain of all time is Claude Opus 4.5. And then you have the muscles, right? So the brain goes, oh, I need to create thumbnails for his YouTube videos. And then it uses the Gemini Nano Banana Pro, whatever the hell they're calling it nowadays, to make those thumbnails. That's the muscle. You know what I'm saying? Or it's like, oh, I need to build this app. I'm going to use Codex CLI. That's the muscle. So what do I think about Gemini model with ClawdBot? It's good as used for some muscles. I wouldn't use it as the brain unless you're, financially, you want to be financially tight. You don't want to spend the money on Opus. So you use Gemini, which they give you free stuff out the wazoo, Google, because they have $10 trillion locked up. Arthur Vinot 6840 says ClawdBot is shizzle ASF. Oh, as F. Okay, I got it. The project is cool, but it looked like credential is leaked. Guys, don't use it. It's funny. I feel like every account that goes online and goes, ClawdBot's dangerous, don't use it, has like this profile picture. The casual but not casual, and then like some cringe filter on the face. I feel like every account that says, oh, you might leak everything if you use ClawdBot, don't use it, has like this profile picture. They're like, I'm trying to be like an online guru. Don't listen to other online gurus' advice, only listen to my advice. Like, I feel like this is like the profile picture of every single one of those. Like the broccoli top, like, it might leak a password. Don't use the most powerful technology of all time because it might leak a password, so don't do it. Don't do it. Don't, or like when ChatGPT first came out, don't use ChatGPT. They're spying on you. They'll leak everything you say to it will be leaked. Don't talk to ChatGPT. Like, what are we talking about here? ClawdBot is crap because it looks like your credentials leak. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Don't use the internet. You might be hacked. If you use the internet, someone might hack you. If you use the internet, don't use the internet. You might get hacked. What are you talking about? $5. Hill Phantom, thank you. Fellow YouTuber here, keep up the good work. I am using Minimax 2.1 and it is awesome, mate. I love it and refuse to not call it Claude as I'm the same way. It's like when they switched it from Twitter to X. Like, bro, you really calling it X? Come on, dude. Yeah, she's Twitter, baby. It ain't X, it's Twitter. Although I do call it X now. Which I think will happen with ClawdBot. Eventually, I will call it Moltbot. But for the foreseeable future, I will be calling it ClawdBot, and every one of my titles will say ClawdBot. Can you make a complete masterclass to set up ClawdBot as an ultra secure? Listen, you don't need to do the /Moltbot. You don't need to do ClawdBot /Moltbot. Just say ClawdBot or say Moltbot. We don't need to. I'll save you some keystrokes. You don't need to do. I'll know what you're talking about. Whether you say ClawdBot or Moltbot, I'll know what you're talking about. Could you make a complete masterclass to set up ClawdBot with an ultra security? Yes, I could do that. And I plan on doing it. I do plan on making a security focused video, 100%. Thank you, by the way, Hill Phantom. That means $5 is on mine. Thank you very much. And I'm going to check out your YouTube, Hill Phantom. I'll check it out right after this. I appreciate that. Alex is based. Subscribe. You're based. Gemini 1546. You're based, brother. Saps. I mean, listen. Listen. If you don't want to use it, that's totally fine. If you don't want to use ClawdBot, totally fine. You'll just have to deal with the fact you'll be in the permanent underclass forever. That's all. That's it. That's it. You're being dumb right now, says Roxy. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. The LinkedIn in cool guy. Yeah, like every LinkedIn creator on Twitter who like, here's 20 ways to grow on LinkedIn. And then like a 50 tweet thread on Twitter that gets 4 likes is telling you right now not to use ClawdBot. Reply, link below, and I'll DM you my LinkedIn guide. Every single one of those people are telling you not to use ClawdBot right now because it might leak your credentials. Dude, crazy, but I have taken what has taken me weeks to, and in 2 days, ClawdBot rips through it and gotten me out of valley of troubleshooting. You're right. Claude is a hammer, ClawdBot handler. Exactly. I mean, it's crazy, right? There's a tremendous amount of people like Java Bean 252 and myself who use this tool. It's dramatically improved their life. It's dramatically saved them time. In my case, and a lot of other cases, has made them more money. And are like, wow, look at this. This is incredible. Look how much this is improving my life. And then you got people that go online and are like, I asked it to tell me the weather. ChatGPT can do that too. This is pointless. This is a psyop. This is just a trend. ChatGPT can do this. Use my N8N workflow. Link down below for my N8N masterclass. For only $4,000, I'll teach you how to sit at your computer for 6 hours, putting together nodes and connectors to the nodes so that you can get an N8N workflow that tells you what your latest email is. Check out my N8N workflow. What are we talking about here? N8N. Who the hell is using N8N anymore in the world of ClawdBot? Jesus. Josh Adams 8761 with the $4.99. Thank you so much, Josh Adams. Ignore the haters. Your enthusiasm for these tools, which I share, is extremely entertaining. Well, that's what we go for here, baby. That's what we do on the channel. We try to educate, we try to entertain a little bit. We try to make it fun. We want to make the learning fun. If you're not trying to have fun during all this, then what's the point? Why get a Mac Mini? Because it's fun. Why can't we have fun up in this shit? Why am I not allowed to change my life with ClawdBot and have a little fun? So I want a Mac Mini. And now I want a $10,000 Mac Studio. Let me have a little fun. Will I download a local model that'll only be 5% the performance of Claude Opus and I'll spend $10,000 to get the computer running? Yes. Will it be fun? Yes. So who cares? I'm here because you call the stupid people out directly, laughing my ass off. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Ignore them? If you leave the stupid people unchecked, they're just going to be stupid people. I'm doing them a favor. If I don't call out their stupidity, they're just going to keep being stupid. If you call out their stupidity, then they'll change and they'll get better and they'll improve their lives and they'll thank me and they'll thank us, the FinFam. We now have 600 people watching this. You're all in the Fin. If you're watching this right now, you're in the FinFam. Welcome to the FinFam. Stupid people are allowed in the FinFam. We'll just correct them, right? We'll just correct them. We'll show them the way. Best local model for ClawdBot for 16 gigabytes VRAM, 24 gigabytes VRAM. I think you can use like GLM 4.7 flash, I think. I might be wrong, but I mean, I'm going to be honest with you either way. With 16 gigabytes of VRAM, there's basically going to be no useful use case for you that you'll be able to do. Did I miss a donation of $20? I feel like I just looked up and there was a bubble that said $20 and then it disappeared. Oh, there is. Mohammed, my bad. I'm going to get to you in a second. I just found it. What I was saying was, I think there's just with 16 gigabytes of VRAM, I don't think there's many workflows you'll be able to do with a local model that will improve what you're doing. Just to be honest, I still think you should do it because I think you should tinker. Tinkering is fun and you should have fun. Fun should be a big part of why you do anything. I'm a big proponent of fun. The anonymous accounts on Twitter and the anonymous people in the chat that go, oh, don't do that. That's stupid. That you're going to do bad things. You shouldn't do things for the fun of it. Tell them to kick rocks. Have some fun. So I think you'll be able to do anything interesting with 16 gigabytes of VRAM. Probably not, but it'll be fun. So who cares? Mohammed for $20. Thank you, Mohammed. Longtime viewer. Before we were having 600 people concurrent in the live stream, Mohammed was watching. When ClawdBot compacts, it sometimes suddenly forgets the context and starts acting like a fresh session. Suddenly asks him, like, what are we building as a Mac Mini? Any solutions for this? Mohammed, that was the best $20 you spent in your entire life. Because I have the most direct solution you'll ever see in your entire life right now. I have the answer to your question of, do I have a solution? The answer to that is yes. You ready? The chat's moving very fast, so you might miss this. So everyone who wants to solve the problem you see right now on your screen, look at the chat because I'm about to give you the solution. Maybe I'll put in the description as well. I'll put in the description. That's probably a better way to do it, to put in the subscription. But just for the fun of it, I'm going to put it in the chat just to see people have to stare at the chat. It'll if you're doing something else right now, this will re-engage you with the stream because I'm putting this in the chat. You give this prompt I'm about to paste into the chat to your ClawdBot, it immediately fixes that issue. The prompt I'm about to give you immediately fixes the issue. You ready? Here it comes. 5, 4, 3. Is it pasting in? What's going on here? It didn't paste in. 1 second. Pause. Oh my God, I almost copied and pasted the wrong thing in. Holy crap. That would have been bad. All right, here we go. Copy, paste. Here we go. You ready? Boom. There it is. Oh, it split it into 2 comments. I'll put it in the description too. Here's what I'll do. Let me put it in the description. So here's this story. There are 2 memory... Siri, stop. Siri, shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. Is there any worse technology? Isn't that that's kind of funny if you think about it? We're on this stream talking about the technology that Siri should have been, and my dumbass HomePod starts talking to me out of nowhere, spouting some bullshit. That's pretty ironic. Anyway, that's pretty ironic. Let me how to fix your memory prompt. Here we go. You ready? Save. It's now in the description. Basically, you take the prompt I just put into the description of this live stream, and you copy and paste that into ClawdBot. There are two memory features inside ClawdBot that are by default not enabled for some reason. For some reason, there are 2 memory features inside ClawdBot that are not enabled. So if you go in and you take the prompt I just pasted into the description, and you hit enter, I'm trying to show you if I can show you the output. It will tell you, it will fix your memory. It will fix your memory. So take the prompt. There you go. Best $20 you spent in your life. Check out for the prompt in the description below and put it into your ClawdBot. It'll fix your memory just like that. It enables 2 features. It enables memory flush, where right before your context gets wiped with every compaction, it saves everything important from the conversation and puts it back into context. And then it also enables session memory search, where your AI can search through every conversation it's ever had with you, even the ones it no longer remembers, to look for relevant context if you say something it forgot. Massive improvement. Take the prompt from down below. I installed ClawdBot. Will we be able to watch this live later? Yes. Chimera Connor. Yes. I installed ClawdBot inside AWS EC2. That's fine, Kwame. That's fine. You totally can do that. I have a video showing you how to do that. My last video shows how you do that. Totally fine. You're allowed to do that. My preferred way of using ClawdBot is Mac Mini. I think doing it locally, using it locally is so much more fun. So much more fun. And I think it's more secure by default, right? When you install on EC2, it's by default not secure. So you have to do secure things. You have to do like a bunch of things. Java Bean 252 with the 199. I call mine Jackbot and will hit jackpot with ClawdBot. I don't know what the hell you just said to me, but I love it. It sounded nice. It sounded nice when you said it. It sounded nice when you said it. I appreciate the 199 Java Bean 252. ClawdBot for the Home Assistant 2. It's amazing, says Phil Blancett. That is a project I want to do. Should we talk to ClawdBot about it right now? I would love to. I'd love to hook it up to my HomePod. Just real quick though, as a warning about that for your Home Assistant, just know if you make it so you can talk to it on your HomePod or your Home Assistant, you are giving a technology that has full access to everything on your computer onto the HomePod. So anyone who talks to it now has full access to your computer. So just know that. Michael Perlman, 3623, my old friend, my old good-looking friend. Welcome. Welcome back to the club. Welcome back to the club. I appreciate that. Welcome back to the club. Let's see. I'm way behind on chat. Let's get back to it. Someone's mowing the lawn outside my window. I'm in the middle of a ClawdBot live stream. What are you doing? Can people hear that? Claude broke its leg. I told it to fix its leg. It fixed its leg. It's invincible. I'm in love. Hill Phantom, thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. You might have already answered this, but are you still using it with the Claude account and not worried about getting banned? I am still using it with my Claude account. If I get banned, I get banned. That's life, baby. That's life. You can't live your life worried what AI subscription you're going to get banned from. Just live your life. Just live your life. I'm not going to sing Rihanna on this. That'd be a silly move. Is it now called Moltbot? Yes. Can I ask how much is the whole ClawdBot costs you briefly? I don't know if I understand the question, but I assume you're asking me how much it costs me. I paid $200 a month for Claude Max. I paid $250 a month for ChatGPT Pro. And I paid $600 for this Mac Mini. And I just paid $8,500 for a Mac Studio that I'll be running it on. That's my ClawdBot lawnmower. Did you send your ClawdBot over here to mow the lawn during my live stream, Apex Invader? Is that what you just did? You sick son of a bitch. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You want to see what else? You want to see what else we built here? CRM. We built a CRM. Imagine this world. Imagine this world right here. This is what we built here. It built this proactively, by the way. I did not ask it to build a CRM. It just built a CRM. But it built V1 of it. Imagine a world where your ClawdBot is monitoring your emails, monitoring your text messages. Imagine a world where it can monitor everything you do. Sounds scary, but bear with me here. And in real time, records the names of who you're talking to, records the conversations you're having with that person, records the important details, records the follow-up items you need to do, the to-do items, records where you are, what time it is, in real time updates the records of that user, of that person for you. Maybe if you have some sort of camera device on you, it auto takes a picture of them so you can remember what they look like. And then you go back a week later and you say, hey, did I talk to this person? It goes, yeah, here's who that person is. Here's what you talked to them about. That's pretty sick. I brought a tissue this time just in case I could blow my nose. So I'm going to walk away for a minute. That wasn't a fart. That was me blowing my nose. Bro dresses like a tech bro, but is charismatic like a streamer. Lols. You think I dress like a tech bro? Wow, voice crack alert. You talk for 2 hours and you're telling me your voice doesn't crack. You think I dress what? Because I wear a quarter zip? This is Amy Leon Dore. Tremera Connor. This is Amy Leon Dore. This ain't tech bro outfit. This is like New York City street style. Am I living in Silicon Valley? Yes. Is all I talk about AI? Yes. Do I talk to women? No. Am I addicted to ARC Raiders? Yes. That doesn't make me a tech bro. This is Amy Leon Dore. So don't come at me with that. Don't come at me with that, all right? CRM. Imagine that world. I think that's a reality in the next 12 months. Every conversation you have, all your text messages to this person gets appended into here. All their notes, it makes tags. Oh, coworker or ex-follower. Every like you make on one of their posts goes in here. Every reply they put on one of your posts goes in here. Every video you watch of theirs on YouTube goes in here. Imagine that world. Imagine that world. Mr. Wormbeast, welcome to the FinFam. Appreciate you, bud. Thank you for joining. What have you given Moltbot access to? Files, email, text. Would I be stupid to set up on my personal MacBook Pro? Says Aren Tori Johnson 7913. I have not given it access to email. My emails. I have not given it access to my text messages. I have given it access to my basically complete file system. Why have I not given it access to files or email or to emails and texts? Because I want to be 100% certain before I do that the protections are in place for it not to get prompt injected. So there's a couple issues. One, I'm a target. Let's just be honest, right? I got followers, like all the North Korean hackers would love to hack me because I got followers. And if they hack me, they can put their links for their crap on my X and YouTube. So I'm a high target because I have followers, right? And so there's just a lot of heat right now. There's just a lot of heat. And so I don't want to make, I get 100 phishing attempts a day. I get 100 phishing attempts a day. If they found out it was monitoring like a specific channel, I'd get 1,000 prompt injection attempts on that channel. So I'm going to be honest, at the moment, I don't think there's a ton of massively compelling use cases for it to monitor your text messages, right? Like I just went over this use case right here with the CRM. I think that's a very compelling use case, but I'm not ready. I just don't think I'm ready to implement it just yet. I'm building the structure for it so that when I'm ready, I can just click go and it goes. But while it's just a 4-week-old open source project, I'm not ready to give it access to the emails and text just in case of phishing. You know what I'm saying? But even without access to your emails and texts, I think it is an incredibly compelling, useful, high-value tool. Even with just access to your file system and the ability to create documents, I still think it's a highly, highly compelling, useful tool that everyone should be using. Arc Raiders, rah, it's too addicting. I had to stop myself. You always play Arc Raiders. No, I refuse. I had to stop myself. When it first came out, I played it nonstop. Nonstop. If you play Arc Raiders nonstop, you're not escaping the permanent underclass. I have to escape the permanent underclass. I have to. Once I escape the permanent underclass, I'll play Arc Raiders all day, baby. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. Once I escape the permanent underclass, who cares? But until then, like if you're wasting your time, which I'm not going to say I'm perfect, this Friday night, I'm probably going to boot up Arc Raiders and drop into Stella Montes for an hour or two. Like, I'm going to be honest, Friday night, I'm probably dropping into Stella Montes with my Stitcher 4 in my blued out kit, right? But I can't make it a daily activity. It used to be a daily activity. I had to stop. I have to escape the permanent underclass. Should have made your ClawdBot a woman. Problem solved. Now you talk to women. It's a good point. I did give Henry a female voice by accident. So for a little bit there, I guess I was talking to women, but then I changed it to a male voice. Alex, I worked at Google for 8 years in Mountain View and just left a couple years ago. I wish I could have met up with you while I was there, giving you some free lunch. Michael J. Perlman, I would have met up. I'm going to be honest, I'm probably not meeting up with 99% of the freakazoids who say, hey, let's meet up. Michael J. Perlman, I said this to you from day one when I first started streaming like 6 months ago. I said, I feel a connection with you through your profile picture. I would have met up for free lunch, but only if the lunch is free. If I'm paying, I'm not even acknowledging your existence. Can you totally have it pitch a bunch of chicks on sites for you now? It says Mick801. What the hell does that mean? What do I like? You saying, can I have it like control my Tinder and have it match with a bunch of chicks? Is that what you're saying? I guess technically, yeah. Dude, just sub. I love the Henry story, and I'm so pumped to get a MoldBot. I think it's Molt, not MoldBot, dude. MoldBot sounds like something else. Myself, your memory tip goes so hard, bro. Godzilla G7J, you go so hard, bro. You go so hard. You're one of the hardest goers I've ever seen in my life. You think it's worth it to live in Silicon Valley? I mean, if you're looking to make connections, like in the tech industry, I think you have no option, to be honest with you. And if you are looking to live in beautiful weather year round, then yes. 2 days ago, I checked the weather in New York City. It was -4 degrees and 16 inches of snow. And then I looked outside and it was 70 degrees and I went swimming. So like if that is of any interest to you, then yeah, you might want to move to Silicon Valley. Why is ClawdBot absolutely everywhere? It has to be mass paid sponsorships. As CityWare, why is it so hard for people not to understand that? Like, why is the scenario? Let me give you a scenario, CityWare 7946. Let me just paint you a picture real quick. An open source free tool comes out that is more powerful than any other tool that's ever existed, and it saves you hours of time, and it saves you money, and it gets things done you've never experienced before. Just let's play pretend for a second. Let's just say that happens. Let's pretend like a free open source tool comes out that gives AI capabilities it's never done before, that gives it the best memory system of all time, that allows it to work proactively and do things while you're sleeping. Let's just pretend like that came out. If, for instance, something like that came out, would it be that crazy if people went on Twitter and tweeted, hey, this is pretty awesome? Would that be great? Would that be crazy? Would that be insane? Would that be an insane thing to do? Would it be insane to make a YouTube video and it starts off by going, hey, this tool's awesome? Would that be crazy? If they came out with a free open source tool that's not built by some evil corporation, that is dramatically better than every other tool out there, that dramatically improves your life, would it be crazy if like a few people online tweeted, hey guys, check this out, it's pretty cool? Is that crazy? Or does that mean everyone's getting paid by that, let me repeat, free open source tool? Is it crazier if that tool comes out and people go online and get excited? Or is it crazier if somehow that free open source tool is sponsoring a ton of people? That tool that makes $0 is now doing mass paid sponsorships. Which scenario is crazier in your head? People enjoy a revolutionary tool, or mass paid sponsorships from a tool that's open source and free and not making any money? So you choose to believe this one. This is the one you choose to believe, that this free open source tool that's making $0 is paying a bunch of people to tweet about it. That's more realistic to you than people like the tool and they tell others about it. This is more realistic to you over here. That's the one you're going with. That's your hypothesis, CityWare. That's the hypothesis. Got it. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. You roll with that. You have fun with that one. Crazy. You have fun with that one. Bro has been yapping for an hour and still has not shown us how to use it or even install. Says Dead Beat Street. Dead Beat Street, was your expectation when you joined this live stream that I'd sit here and show you how to install ClawdBot when you can go on YouTube and there's 98,000 tutorials of how to install ClawdBot on it? Or I don't know what the other option was. I guess that was just a one-part. That wasn't a multi-part question. That was just a one-part question. Your expectation when coming in his live streams, I just sit here and show you how to install Claw. You think that'd be interesting? You think I'd have 581 concurrent viewers if I sat here and did the same thing everyone else on YouTube's doing, show you how to install it? George Soros loves ClawdBot. Alex, admit your connection with him. No, I respect the pivot to pure trolling, right? You started off, you're doing some light jabbing. Now you're doing just pure trolling. I respect that. That's what I would do too. I respect that. I think that's good. That's a good one. I like it. I like it. What are the actual usability differences between ClawdBot on Mac and Linux? Anything besides messages? I mean, asking about usability differences between Mac and Linux. One is an operating system built from the ground up by a company that just tries to make everything as like usable as possible. And the other is Linux. It's up to you. If anyone's considering using Linux and like are concerned about the usability, just Google search or YouTube search Linux and see how other people use Linux. I mean, I think Mac OS is significantly more usable. I mean, you're going to be using the computer it's on. Like I use the computer it's on. I look at the files it makes. I edit the files it makes. I take the scripts it writes and I upload it. I do the video editing. I have a video edit, right? So if you prefer to use Linux, go ahead and use Linux. You know what I'm saying, big dog? Let's build some cool shit. Didn't I just show you what I built? My CRM? My second brain? I feel like everyone begs, hey, can you go and chat with your AI for the live stream? Like, what are you doing? I haven't seen you chat with the AI once. And then I sit there and I silently chat with the AI for 10 minutes and then the audience just gets cut in half. It's like, is that what you really prefer? Like, I'm showing you off things I built. You want to watch me chat with the AI? Is that what you want? You want to sit here and watch me type on my keyboard? Is that the preferred live stream experience you'd rather have? Because I guarantee the moment I start typing on my keyboard and sitting here silently for 15 minutes going back and forth with my AI, the entire count goes down from 574 to 130. I'm showing you some. I think the strength of a live stream is I can sit here, show off what I built, show you what I built the day before in ClawdBot, right? We built the second brain, the journal entries, how it records everything we talk about, and I can read my journal entries, right? We talked about the morning briefs, how it does tasks for me overnight proactively, how it codes for me overnight proactively, how it researches other content channels to see what's trending, right? Alex, you need to chill. You will get an AI psychosis. It's real. No kidding. I already have psychosis. I'm already psychotic. Let's get psychotic. If you're not getting psychotic, what are you doing? Thank God I recorded my YouTube video before the stream. I'm going to have no voice by the end of this. I'm preparing a new Mac Mini and plan to use a new user account and a new email address. Does this mean I need to create a new Apple ID for the... If you're going to use a new user account, you don't need to make a new Apple ID. But if you're going to do like a new... phone number, new iMessage or whatever, then yeah, you'll need a new one. I mean, I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's worth all that. Like if you want to make a new email, then just make a new Gmail account for it. To do like a fully separate Apple ID seems like a little bit of overkill, to be quite honest with you. I don't do the iMessage system. I use Telegram. I like Telegram over iMessage for this stuff. I think it's kind of simpler. iMessage is kind of hacky, the iMessage integration. Apple doesn't want it integrating with iMessage. Apple doesn't want it like faking an iMessage account. So I just think Telegram it's more out of the box. WhatsApp, Discord, whichever one you want to use. Mr. VP 8KW with the 1999. Thank you, Mr. VP 8KW. I appreciate that, my old friend, my old Deftones friend. I'm going to order the open source AI glasses and put ClawdBot on there. Thanks for everything, my Deftones brother. You're one step ahead of me. You literally changed my life. Thank you. P.S. Congrats on your Pats as well. Oh, we didn't cover that either. Patriots, Super Bowl, baby. We didn't cover that because I was off on Monday. The reason why I did not live stream Monday, for those here, I live stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific. Subscribe and turn on notifications immediately. All 564 people, subscribe and turn on notifications immediately. I live stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific. We do cool things like this. I show you off what I built that week. I answer questions. You know, we have a little bit of fun. We joke around. It's a blast. We vibe code whatever's going on. And then in between, I release cool videos. Like an hour and a half after this live stream ends, a very cool video releases where I go over my top 5 use cases with ClawdBot, and I show you how to build them out. Which open source glasses are you getting? Which open source AI glasses are you getting? I'm curious. I didn't know they have open source AI glasses. That'd be sick to hear about. Hey, Alex, I bought a Mac Mini after watching your ClawdBot video. Is your browser automation working continuously? Mine is asking to attach the Chrome extension for every tab manually. So there's 2 Chrome extensions with ClawdBot. There's one where it can look at what you're doing in Chrome, and there's one where it can control its own Chrome browser. Those are 2 separate tools. The one you're talking about where it's asking for permission to see your Chrome with a Chrome extension is the one that you shouldn't be using as much because there's not as much utility to it. That's not the automation. That's not the automation. That's not the proactive automation. You want to specifically ask it to pop open its own Chrome and do its own thing. That's where you don't need an extension. It will just open up its own Chrome window. So right now it's just trying to use the wrong Chrome tool, AJ. You got to make sure it uses the right Chrome tool. Instead of using Claude on ClawdBot, can I use the regular Claude desktop Opus for Brain and use the Codex 5.2 for Muscle? I don't know what you're asking me. Are you can use your Claude subscription. What's the difference between Claude desktop Opus and regular Claude Opus? I don't understand the difference between those 2. Thanks for your content. Super helpful stuff. Got my Mac Mini coming in tomorrow. Hopefully I don't destroy the world by the end of the year. Farzad, is this the Farzad I talked to on Twitter? What's up, Farzad, man? Good to hear from you. I really think the Mac Mini is a smart way to go with it. I think Mac Mini is a smart way to go with it. I think it allows you to do a lot more, allows you more oversight. It's more secure by default, and it's just more fun overall. It's just more fun. Everyone and their mom's going on X. Why would you get a Mac Mini? You should get a virtual private server. Get a virtual private server. It's like, no, it's more fun to get a Mac Mini. Shut up. Hey, Alex, camping out on Twitch. Shout out Twitch community. I don't advertise the Twitch community. Shout out the Twitch community. Okay, thanks. That reaction was better. I actually like this stuff, bro. For ClawdBot specifically, I'm glad I gave the reaction you were looking for. For ClawdBot specifically, the featured differences between what? The feature differences between what? Can you put like 5% more effort into writing your chat messages? For ClawdBot specifically, the feature differences, like you just left out like probably 10 words you should have put in there. The feature differences between what? Let's just put in 5% more effort to writing these chats. I started with ClawdBot saying already have some use cases. Here's people want more tips. Here we go. Sip of water. I got a good tip for you. Let me take this. This is called showmanship. This is called building anticipation. By saying I'm about to show you something, and then I pause and I take a sip of water from my trendy Odwalla water bottle, I'm building anticipation. Now you're on the edge of your seat. I said, hey, I got a tip for you. And then I grab my water bottle and I do this and I sip before saying the tip. That is a way, as we in the business say, to build anticipation. It's a little bit of showmanship. And it's a reason why this live stream currently has 569 concurrent viewers, because I know how to work the crowd. I got a tip for you. That's called reiteration, so you drive your point home. I got a tip for you. You want to reverse prompt. What does reverse prompting mean? Sometimes I say stuff, I'm like, damn, that's genius. I got to write that down. You want to reverse prompt. More tweets on reverse prompting. Just taking a note for myself. You want to reverse prompt. What is reverse prompting? That's when you basically have, instead of telling the AI what to do, you ask the AI what it can do, right? And what I mean by that is like, when you start up your ClawdBot and you brain dump, so you tell it about yourself, tell it what you're interested in, you should then go, hey, what are some really interesting things you can do for me? Based on what you know about me, what are some really interesting things you can do? Right? Because the issue a lot of human beings have is we struggle sometimes with creative thinking. We struggle sometimes with finding the unknown unknowns. You know what I'm saying? And so you want to, when you're using AI, to as much as possible, find the unknown unknowns. And the way you find the unknown unknowns is you reverse prompt. You talk to your AI and you go, hey, what, based on what you know, what can you do for me? I want you to be more helpful. What information do you need out of me to be more helpful? Those are two questions I think you should ask your AI, your ClawdBot. If you're on your computer right now, let's do it right now. Or if you're not on your computer, or if I'm full screen, because I should be full screen because I'm the star of the show here. So you shouldn't be looking at anything else except for me. You shouldn't be doom scrolling on the side. You should be full focus on me at all times, 24/7. Wait till after, and then you can ask your ClawdBot those two questions. But write down those two questions. Don't take your eyes off me. Write that down without taking your eyes off me. Linux is better these days. Sure, nerd. Hey, Alex, what are your thoughts about Kimmy? I need to do a little bit more testing before I give my final judgment on Kimmy. LOL at Matthew Berman being watched. First of all, met Matthew Berman. Great guy. Very nice guy. Respect the hell out of him. I set up my ClawdBot so that it searches YouTube every day for other AI channels and lets me know when other channels post content that outperform their average content. So if I show you my morning brief from like 2 days ago, like you'll see other AI channels on there. If I show you my morning brief from like, oh, I can't even scroll back that far. Anyway, if I showed you my morning brief from a couple of days ago, it looks at every AI channel. And when they post videos that outperform their other videos, it lets me know so I can see what's trending so I can make, content about it, because that's an awesome strategy for content. Elvis Presley moments with the $4.99. You're doing great, brother. Thank you. Thank you. You're doing great. Thanks for the $4.99. That means a lot, my man. Base G Nels, LFG Pass. Let's go, baby. Patriots. We're winning it. Everyone's picking against us. Everyone's picking against us. Jay Lancaster, QAW, with the $25 donation. Thank you very much. $25. That is very kind of you. I use Hertzner as my VPS, and I installed ClawdBot without choosing the LM or any of the other setup steps. I didn't know ChatGPT was my only guide. Well, I can't access the UI now, and I am stuck. I mean, just another reason why you want your own hardware, right? You don't have control over the environment in the VPS. If you mess something up, you're screwed. Like, this is just another reason. I mean, can you spin up a new one? Like, it will cost you more money if you spin up a new one. Why don't you just reinstall ClawdBot? Can you just do Claude onboarding, CLAWD space onboarding? Unless did they change the Molt? Do you have to use Molt now in the CLI? Is the package now Molt, or can you do Claude onboarding? Either way, whatever the command is after you install space onboarding, it should take you through the onboarding again. Chat, you guys prefer WhatsApp or Telegram? I use Telegram for it. I like Telegram. And they just added on Telegram, they just added a couple really cool features for Telegram. You can do threading and chunking now on Telegram. You can do threading and chunking. And so anyone who uses ClawdBot, it's just kind of one chat, right? You can't have multiple chats, right? It's just this one chat. There's no multi-chat interface here. In Telegram, they just implemented threading. So if you go to your bot and you go into the settings of the bot on Telegram, you can turn on threading, which allows you to open up multiple threads with your one bot, which is very helpful. And you can also turn on chunking, which makes it so like with all your other messaging services, it just sends you the message when it's done typing, right? When it gets the full generation back from the AI. You now can do chunking where it'll actually do it word for word, like if you're using like chatgpt.com, which is really, really cool. Subscribe. Excited for more product. Thank you, Shoe7398. Alex, I use ClawdBot to make me a mashup app that mixes my rap and rock songs together for gym mixes. Every day I get to experience my favorite songs for the first time. That's amazing. Yeah, someone show me how ChatGPT can do that, how it can continuously remix and build new playlists for you. Tell me. Someone show me how to do that on ChatGPT. Would you create a new Telegram account? Or no, you can use your current, because all you're doing is creating a bot inside Telegram. It doesn't have access to your other Telegrams. You're just creating a bot. Join late, but has anyone, by the way, with the amount of trolls I have, the fact that I just pop open messages on the screen for everyone to see and I just start reading them is pretty ballsy. Let me give myself a little credit there. The fact that I have so many trolls and I just spend my time just opening up messages without reading them and then I just read them out loud in the middle of the stream, that's pretty incredible and ballsy. Join late, but has anyone used databases? Like you can just throw anything on there and I'll just start reading. I shouldn't say that. That was a stupid ththing to say out loud. DuckDB embeddings. That was stupid. I shouldn't say my inner thoughts out loud. To improve their memory management, every management, LOL. Join late, but has anyone used databases? You can, but I don't think you need to. You joined late, so you missed the prompt. Check out the description down below. I have a prompt you should copy and paste into your ClawdBot. You should paste it in. It improves the memory, the in-system memory. I don't think you need databases to improve the memory, and to be quite honest with you. Quick question. What plan do you have for Claude? Are you seeing token issues with ClawdBot running all the time? No. I have the $200 Claude Max. For anyone getting started, my ClawdBot setup is 2015 Mac Retina running ClawdBot hooked up to Minimax 2.5. Zero complaints. Yeah, you don't need a $600 Mac Mini. You don't need a $10,000 Mac Studio, even though that's what I'm doing. Not to show off or anything. You can run this on a Raspberry Pi for like $10. I would just recommend doing that over a VPS would be my recommendation. Like I think having a 2015 MacBook Retina with 1 GB RAM is better than that. Can I run ClawdBot on my main iMac, but just sandbox it? Yeah, 100%. You 100% can do that. I'm not sure how Mac works, though, where if you switch accounts, is it going to kill all the processes from your other account that you were on, right? So I think what you're asking me is like, can I just make a new account on my Mac and it just has its own account? Technically, you can, but memory management on Mac might cut it off. You know what I'm saying? When you switch back to your normal account and you want your ClawdBot running 24/7 so that you can text it at any time on your phone. So I'm not sure about that. I would ask ChatGPT, Vigoben. I would ask ChatGPT how how it works with Mac. Will kill processes if you switch between accounts. Phil Blanchett with the $10 donation. Thank you, Phil. That's very kind of you. $10 a lot of money. Thank you very much, my man. Have you heard if anybody's been able to get it working with Salesforce? I mean, there's a lot of different. I think Salesforce has a good amount of APIs and is pretty open. So I'm sure you can create some sort of Salesforce connector. 100%. I'm sure you can. I have very little doubt. I'd have very little doubt there is some sort of way to connect it to Salesforce. I would just ask Claude. I'd ask ClawdBot, go in. Hey, I do this on Salesforce. How can you help out? How can we get this going? How can we connect it? Omi Glass Dev Kit. I'm going to write that down. Omi Glass Dev Kit. Thanks for that, man. I'm going to research that. I had an old Asus laptop with 32 gigabytes RAM just sitting in the class. I installed Ubuntu and now using it for ClawdBot. How's it work, Base G-Nels? I'm sure it works great. That's a great setup for it. Use WhisperFlow and TTS. Give it personas and co-host. I'm using 11 Labs and the ChatGPT voice agent API to talk to it. I am setting it up so that I can call it. That'd be great if I can call it. Or I think I'm going to try to have it do it, build it itself. I'm going to say like, hey, be great to call you. Maybe tonight you build that out. Mac Mini behind firewall defaults. Yeah, I mean, that's why I'd recommend going with the Mac Mini. It's just like by default, you're pretty secure. By default, you're pretty secure. With the VPS, by default, you're not secure. By default. If you use a VPS for Claude, you're not secure by default. You have to do things to become secure with the VPS. That's why I recommend the Mac Mini. Go Seahawks. Get ready to learn Cancun Patriots. Says Gemini 1546. Ooh, the 12s are here. We got the 12s in the chat. We have the 12s in the chat. They're here. Go Seahawks. Oh, the 12s are here. What happened last time, Gemini? What happened last time we saw your ass? Huh? What happened last time we saw your ass in the Super Bowl? You tell me. I have it running on my VPS. Started with GLM47, but it effed up writing its own prompts, so switched to my Mac subscription. Even Son and Opus is huge different. Yeah, it's... But here's the great thing. Like, we just had, like yesterday, Kimi K2.5 come out, which is the closest we've ever had to an open source Opus. Right? Kimi K25 is very close to Opus. And you can run it on 2 Mac Studios for $30,000, which sounds like a lot, but the fact that you can run an Opus type model locally on realistically $30,000, that is amazing. So just think about it this way. Think about where we are a year from now. If that's where we are now, I think most people would agree Opus is like, if Opus was the last AI model we ever see, that's still pretty amazing. I think most people would agree. Like, I think most people would agree Opus is better than people at most things. So if we're here, we got near Opus open source locally right now. Think about where we are from a year from now. You might have Opus on every device a year from now. Store your markdown files in a local database, massively reduces and makes context management smarter and more. Yeah, I think by default it does that, does it not? I wonder if I can use it to create my own whisper flow, says Franklin3242. You absolutely can. Go to it and ask, hey, I want to build a whisper flow. Build it for me. I 100% guarantee it will. I 100% guarantee it will. Should I do this? Do people want this? Is this a thing people want? Will this make people more secure in the fact that their chats are getting through? I'm always nervous putting the chat on the screen will get more trolls. People are like, oh, I'm going to be able to see my troll on the screen. I don't know. Let's see how this goes. So I hear Twitch mentioned fine. Shout out Twitch community. Shout out SwizzHD, captain of the Twitch community. I'm using ClawdBot on a gamer PC 6800 X2 Windows 11 WSL with 32 gigs of RAM and a powerful Ryzen CPU, and I feel it could be limited versus the Mac Mini, right? No. They'll perform exactly the same. I mean, it depends. If you're trying to run local models, I think you'll be better off than the Mac Mini. I think that setup will be better than the Mac Mini if you're trying to do local I mean, it's not going to do any sort of really good local model, but you'll be able to do kind of the flash models. The only thing a Mac Mini will be better at than your setup is just like usability if you're into, Mac OS. Hey, chat, ask him for Windows desktop. It's same as Mac, but just hype. Says M. Layden Drago J. Lovich 4706. What kind of name is M. Layden Drago J. Lovich 470? Whatever. Mac is just hype. Mac is just hype. Is that the new consensus? Is Apple is just hype? We're like 40 years into Apple's existence, and we've just determined after 40 years of dominance being the biggest company in the world for like 15 years, revolutionizing computing. We're now 40 years in and you're like, oh yeah, it's just hype. That's just hype. Is that what we've boiled this down to? That's, hey, just bought a Mac. Oh, that's hype. Mac is hype. Like that's just where we're at. M. Layden, Drago, J. Lovich, 4706, C++, Linux, Mac, Microsoft. Like that's oh, Mac hype. What's your ClawdBot coding stack? So I described this a little earlier, but the way I like to think about the ClawdBot stack is you have your brain and you have your muscles, right? You have your brain and you have your muscles. The brain is what drives the operation. It's what you're talking to in the chat. And the brain decides which muscles to use to build stuff, right? So your brain's like, oh, you're asking me to code something. Let me code something. Let me get a coding model. Oh, you're asking me to do research. Let me get a model that does research really well, right? And so my coding stack for Claude is the brain is Claude Opus because it's the best brain in the world for this stuff. And then the muscle for coding is Codex GPT 5.2 because I don't want to use all my Claude tokens up. And I think Codex is the second best coding model. So I use Codex CLI as the coding tool. So I literally went to my ClawdBot and I said, hey, if you're going to ever code something or build something, just make sure to use Codex CLI for it. Record that as like a skill, a coding skill. And it did that. Now it uses Codex CLI for everything. Capiche? Man, the chat's blown up, man. So many chats. So many chats. By the way, great interview with Greg Eisenberg the other day. Thank you, Fu. So it's funny. So Saturday is when all of this stuff kind of blew up, the ClawdBot stuff, right? Like I think Friday is when it kind of started getting picked up on Twitter. Saturday was like the tipping point. So Friday, I buy the Mac Mini. I saw someone tweet about ClawdBot. I do some research and I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. I go out to the Apple store. I buy a Mac Mini. I put ClawdBot. This is Friday. I put ClawdBot on it. And I'm blown away. I think it's the most incredible thing in the entire world. Like I'm blown away. Like truly life-changing realization as it's doing stuff for me. I tweet a picture of my Mac Mini. I'm like 24/7 AI employee acquired. Goes super viral, 2 million likes. And then Saturday, everything just goes insane. Saturday morning, I wake up at like 6 in the morning and I see my post is starting to go crazy. I'm starting to go viral. So I immediately turn on my camera and I record a video about ClawdBot. I'm like, this is getting picked up. I got to get ahead of this. So I record a video on how to use ClawdBot, which is probably the video that a lot of you people discovered me on, because it's like by far my most popular video of all time, right? So I have my video that goes insane in the membrane viral on Saturday. Here it is. That's kind of the tipping point, right? 366,000 impressions in like 3 days. It's paying $2,000 of ad revenue on YouTube, which is pretty crazy. And then Monday comes and it's like a floodgate opens yesterday. And I have everyone reaching out to me. Greg reached out. Greg Eisenberg, if you don't subscribe to him or follow him, do it. Fantastic guy, fantastic content, fantastic channel. Follow and subscribe to Greg Eisenberg. Jason Calacanis reaches out. If you watch All In or any of his other stuff, This Week in Startups, he reached out. He's like, we got to talk about this, get on the stream. And so it's been a pretty life-changing few days. It's been a pretty life-changing few days. I mean, I've gained like 20,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is massive. I've gained like 30,000 followers on X, which is massive. All my websites, newsletters, channels have all blown up because of this. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty awesome. And basically, I'm not doing this to gloat. I'm not going through all this to gloat. But what I'm basically saying is, go all the way in. If you find something you're passionate about, if you find something you're interested in, don't half measure it. Don't wait to see what other people are doing. Don't be passive about it. Go balls deep, as Shu 73993 would say, right? Friday, I see ClawdBot, I research, I go, oh, that's pretty interesting. I don't half measure it. I go out, I drop 600 on the Mac Mini, I install it, I get ClawdBot going. I have this unbelievable realization. Wow, this is insane. This is crazy. This tech is it, right? This tech is it. And I go all the way the F in. And I sit there on Saturday from 6 a.m. to 1 a.m. that day, 6 a.m. to 1 a.m. that day, recording videos, writing tweets, writing newsletters, coming up with new use cases, experimenting, coming up with new workflows, pushing the limits of ClawdBot. And I've been doing that ever since. And what happened? Because I went all the way in, because I didn't half measure it, things are blowing up. Things are blowing up. This is the analytics, right? This is Saturday. Because I went all the way in. Look at that. This is, let's go to 365. Last 365 days. I went all the way in right here. Look at that line. Watch time. Last 365 days. Slowly, then all at once, right? Subscribers. Slowly, then all at once, right? I only ever got like 100 subscribers a day. Last few days, 5,000 subscribers a day. The message is this. When you find something you're passionate about, when you find something that interests you, when you find something that really, I want to say inappropriate things, but I feel like I'll say that for off stream. When you find something that really gets you off, you know what I'm saying? When you find something that really gets you off, relentlessly go all the way the F in. Relentlessly go all the way the F in. Do not stop. When you find an obsession, get all the way obsessed. Because if you half measure it, someone who gets obsessed will destroy you. If you only go halfway in, someone else is going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? If you find something you're interested in, if you have any goal around winning in this world, if you have any goal around coming out successful, winning, whatever you do, unless you go all the way the F in, someone else is going to beat you who does go all the way the fuck in. You know what I'm saying? If you're in love with AI, if you're in love with ChatGPT, if you're in love with ClawdBot, if you're in love with programming, whatever it is, if you're in love with basketball, if you have any goal or interest in winning, you have to go all the way the fuck in. Otherwise, someone else will destroy you. Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific. Subscribe to our notifications. New video coming out in like an hour and a half. If you want to, the freest way to support this channel, is when I post a new video, just open it up and watch it and leave a like and watch it to the end. Testosterone is in the air. That's what I was going to say. I'm like, this is like my first kind of big live stream. There's like 600 people in here. Most of the time, it's only 100 people in here. Do I say that makes you hard? But you said it, not me. You said it, not me. If you want to join the Vibe Coding Academy, it's my private community. I'm going to do a workshop on Friday in there around ClawdBot. If you want a private workshop, link for the Vibe Coding Academy is down below. Sam is definitely watching now. Why? Because I said makes you hard. Is that what? Man, you guys are making. No one in the AI industry reaches out to me because of stuff you guys getting me to say stuff like this. You think Sam Altman's going to reach out to me now that you made me say all these things out loud? He's never going to reach out to me now. Because of comments like this, Eric. I'm going to have to keep doing all this with zero support from the AI industry because of this, Eric. Whatever. Well said, Alex. So inspiring. Thank you, brother, for your positive energy. I appreciate all you watching. Really means the world. Thank you. It means the world you watch this. I know we joke around a lot. I know sometimes I crap on you guys a little bit, but it's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. If you're going to do things, why not have a little fun, right? Can't kill you to have a little fun. You guys make this the most fun thing in the entire world. You guys make doing this the most fun thing in the entire world. Really, this is the most fun thing. I'm the luckiest man alive. So I appreciate all you. Thanks for watching. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific, we live stream new videos all the days in between. Just click on the new videos, watch them, leave likes. It means the world. Love you all. Thanks to all the people who chatted. Thanks to all the people who hung out the entire time. Thanks to all the people who said positive things. Thanks to all the people who said negative things. Love y'all. See you soon. New video in like an hour and a half. Watch it. Take care, guys. See you Friday, 11 a.m.